Abusia Farouk Al-Wahab, international diplomatic consultant. Abusia wako deep ebra Obuasi bloody clash koso between Galamseyers and the military.
It is a sad story. Sad story in a way. Say Obuasi Krobia. They've gone through phases of difficulties and phases of military brutalities. It dates back in the 80s. It dates back in the 70s. John Jerry's military regime.
Yeah.
That time they Goldfields. A lot of things happened.
Sure.
Now, isn't it so strange and sad? Say, what are the issues at this animal Weber? You and I know very well. Say, Obuasi is one of the heart of the Ghana's economy.
Exactly.
If not for anything at all. Gold mining was assassination. Any revenue or government, any foreign companies are generating of that assassination. Now show the kind of town, the township, the infrastructure, and the people living in Obuasi. They live in a utmost poverty. Abject
poverty. Very sad.
Very sad. And he said, "Oh, share Obuasi." Now, T.A.D. Obuasi. Everybody knows, say, a scarecrow. Now they show roads in the inner city. Now, free baby a Krolankasa township. No. Now, show baby the mining companies. Omoti. Now compare. It is like two different countries on one planet. Do you understand me?
Two different countries
on one planet.
On one planet. I see.
Do you understand me? Because one, they are the custodians of the property called gold.
Yes.
But they are not the winners and beneficiaries of that property. It is said Obi Anu Aduane. Na odi bi enye na ati ho na osme. Ohwe aduane no. Aduane
ne sent no fa ohwene mu sa.
Do you understand me?
Yes.
Now let's ask something. From time immemorial, Goldfields and all the faces of companies so much in Gideon Obuasi. Now share the impact of land. Gold mining Aseno. Water bodies. And start here. And then we're talking about Kibi, your friend is saying, offending them. No.
Yeah.
Obuasi, even though see any bigger river, and the people have forgotten. What about the streams and the drinking rivers? The small rivers that have been the livelihood for almost farms, any villages around the whole Obuasi catchment area. I don't know. Let me tell you one thing. On the first, Obiasa so Obuasi Anka
war, yeah.
It was a stupid thing.
Oh, really?
Do you understand? It was not Obuasi Anka behind there. Okay, it's Anka and Wahimfa. Where is that Anka? It was the chemicals.
Yeah.
And now Omuyusu. That was the chemicals feeding into. Most of those farm products are now if you Obuasi farms. And the notable ones are now because Obuasi the same thing. Obuasi branches it was the chemicals that the people have been consuming.
Oh,
we've not done analysis. Say Niba to do say no Obuasi in the long term, the long run to today. Omanya serious related issues,
health related issues
as a result of your friends say chemicals consumption.
Yeah.
Do not say nanya cancer unidentified. I intimately link him say, listen, not for over 50 years and more to 60 years. One mining one region, that is one town, one area, about 25 kilometers, about 30 kilometers within the catchment area of Obuasi. Now, is that what the city? Now, Yebusa say, how many JB? How many Obuasi people know Mama Juma?
That is the most.
It got to a time, per their own funny security explanations. Omon person mefa locals no. Na mefa locals na, they know the town, they know the city.
Yeah.
It is easy for them to steal gold, etc. This thing had happened with South African to Soweto.
Yeah.
And the South African mining companies. It led into serious death because women are not Jumano. Abrafuni laborers, Bibia. At the end of the day, if you go to Soweto and the other South African black during the apartheid time, so they raised up.
Yeah.
They got up, said no, we will not, and we were prepared to die. Several people died. You see, I'm not going to go through this concocted press releases coming from the army. Of course, army wouldn't say anything than to write a military English, which I respect whatever they wrote, but they should know say they wouldn't write anything different from
yeah,
that.
Sure,
the people were armed.
Yeah.
The people were this. They have the voice because they have the platform to tell the side of the story.
Yeah.
Anglo Gold has the platform to tell their side of the story. Yankofa villagers in Ibi, for them to tell the side of the story. So Omukra drainage, Omukra pump action, Omukra local meat. It is the story that we hear all the time when civilians confront with military or police. That is what actually normally happens.
Absolutely.
It does not mean say the Omo canon. We are forced to consume.
Yes.
But some of us we are saying that is not. Let's deal with the root cause
of the issue.
We've heard say Omo or what and what decline route be and say some abandoned area be mining company and mining hall. The locals wanted to go there and mine or to wash the sand or whatever, and they lead you to this. And they lead you security breach. And for that matter, say even cry if that was the case. I don't think that the people and they knew say military or hall. Now look at Sinuka weapons. Normal strategy to know. It's on the neck on the military and the kind of training and the kind of professionals and then emergency response and how said you start and shooting. And this an idea of pump action. And I'm also AK-47
and also 60 ampere.
60 ampere. Is the military trying to tell us omo ye rock and also room share special bulletproof beer and comfort 60 pump action rifles. Omo tutu ya mo dia ba ko pe ni prayer ba ko awu. The moment they are now unleash in there, it could nipa 9. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any realistic sense. Say nipa system are armed and no mobile. Moreover, it tells her they were more than the military.
The military presence there at that time.
And nipa 5 and how many? They haven't even gone. If you read their press release, the military did not say we have 4 men or 5 men. All what is their patrol team. How many people goes on that car? How many people are on that car? If it is a petrol car, there are no more than 6. Call it the highest number 8. In the Nipa 8, and the Nipa 60 to equal pump action more the person who got injured
has been
treated and discharged. And the pump action and military back. It therefore just only suggests that when the people, for whichever reason, I'm not there. President Baumia, I said you and I were not there. I wasn't there. So it's difficult to say, but we are talking from a commonsensical point of view. Say, a kwamba na military infaswa, mutime engage you, edisamu, weapons, kum 9. It's just scary. Now, a banisa in the Goldfields era, Omaya sa a pushy a chrono, the whole youth, a kugu for several months, several editions. That was revolution days. Already we were afraid of people who are afraid of the military and the uniform. But the government being and they're prepared to say, let's sit down with the company. Corporate responsibility with the community and
CSR.
Monye.
Yeah.
Omuro da monye, school amonye, mu yesu so a monfa omu adwuma. Even laborers with funny excuses, they were bringing their laborers from outside. How do you want them to live? Only farm, because the farm are saying, only farm, margin land, only farm, only BBR. And this can be even training center. And that's alternative use of the energies of the youth, and I'm quite a factory as a Ghana government, and as a factory as an Anglo Gold. To send and the energies of the people were to be transported into that sector. Boys in Obuasi And now I say the whole environs, they'll have some work to do. Accra, and then Kumasi, across Ghana. Shushan Bia, Obeshi, and Bia, most cases, or Obuasi. If somebody at the age of 45, no, a Shushan boy, can you call him Shushan boy or Shushan man? Isn't it so terrible? Shushan for Yobusa, Obuasi, Bekai, Akroke, the whole area, Obuasi singing a Shushan for. At 40 years, no Shushan, what lifestyle? Or or ma. Until we feel, say, some of us, it is the government now in power.
Yeah.
This is not an action, this is not the situation. The government will sit down and be briefed only by the security, only what the military tells them.
Yeah.
And then all the time, as being the case, there are a committee to investigate. Our committee and investigation has never proven anything. We had stadium disaster.
Yeah, sure.
What did that happen? What happened? Who was implicated?
White paper. White paper. Said, Mama Kotokode has to grab more anajo. Do certain few years later.
Now 2 years. 2
years. No more anajo under floodlights.
2 years. I was a management member of Accra House of Folk.
Can you imagine?
It happened. You understand me? And your committee near reports, you know. It's Excellency your mama. Committee Ben Adomoko. Is a committee for us to read notes and to read grammar and English, or committee that is what? Proposing or suggesting or advising, say, you're taking this drastic action. Yes, I learned, say, the president instructs,
yes,
said the injured,
yes,
Anglo good, it is not enough. You can't bring the body back. It goes beyond burying them. Did their family settle on, say, is that what they are trying to tell us? No. And I know he's in watertight situation as a president.
Yeah, sure.
But the reality is that most countries outside and other countries, if it was to be in America, you don't think that you cannot compensate anybody with life. You cannot compensate any family with life. Call them even, excuse me, to say they were criminals crying out. They were giving life to their kids.
Yeah.
They were giving life to their wives. What about their mothers? What about their fathers? What about the family who rely on them? And to me feel say this committee, it has never helped this country.
I see.
It is an action to call Anglo good. There should be a roadmap. But dealing with the roadmap and then looking forward or moving forward, we should ask Anglo good how this thing happened and to avert the future occurrences. That should be the topic. And then I decided to buy it. We say the people in Obuasi, boys in Juma, and Omania Juma or Anglo Good Hall, and Romia as laborers. Do you think that they will turn around to go and attack the company?
Not
as it has been perceived out there. No, it is not like that. These are disgruntled citizens,
yes,
and natives of Obuasi. Why didn't they do that last year? Why didn't they do last 2 years? It's getting too much on them. Regardless of whatever action, regardless of whatever they've done, it is not my issue here. It is not my issue. But of course, for security agency, it is commonly normal. Whenever, their general brigadier, I've forgotten the name.
Yeah.
Major General say, if their life were in danger, yes, I agree.
Yes, I agree.
Mr. Agri-Kwashi.
Yeah, Agri-Kwashi.
With all due respect, General, sir, I think some of these things we should be very efficient in dealing with issues than being effective. And now, when I read that letter, General, your letter was too effective. The letter was too effective. We need an efficient letter in this regard because there's a family. They've been affected. But if you are re-echoing and the restating say we have instructed and the people, and even the letter comes with a further warning.
Yes, sure.
Who does that? You calm the situation, General. Yes, you're talking tough as a military officer, but you are wrong in this regard. Go and see how the trauma that their parents and then the trauma their wives and their children are going through. So you are alive, your wife is there, your children are there, the military and those who did that, they have their family to go and hug. And this is the situation. one would ask, all in the name of gold. Is that not the case?
Sure.
Do you have to bring nine people down? And I've asked this question. Those being the committee members and those who are going to investigate. And if it is not also the Ghanaian way, your sarcastic way of selecting maybe committee attended this issue now. The committee also come to bastardize even what happened, and then it makes that there's nothing. Then they write recommendation that ends nowhere. They should be able to tell how the people were, if at all they were armed, as it has been said by the military per their record, press release. How come the military fund like I said, they are so professional enough. Say, boys, you release the pump action. No, they almost dodgy. Is that the case? And we know, and you know, and all of us know. Say, when things like that happen, sir, military, police, and etc. These are things they've done all over. Ghana police knows how to do best. Military knows how to do best. They can justify the situation. Cutlasses. Who identifies the owner of the cutlass? Who identified the owner of a cutlass? Say hammer, any other weapons. Who identifies them? Are they weapons that the names are engraved for us to know? Say, so you can, when there's a situation, military can do it, police can do it, security operations, security services, they do that. I'm not saying that was the situation, but then we can also think aloud. Say, how come by? Say, yes, with your military skills. And I say, so it means that more cordon area as snipers. And when the boys, if they had come to a gate, I can't describe how it was, but if they had come to the gate of the Edisa, so you shoot them from the back or you shoot them from the side, because if indeed say they started shooting at, whom were they shooting at? Were they shooting in the air? If they were targeting you to disarm you and come to the site, one of you should have been dead by now. And the one I'm treating, and
then they ask them,
officer, I'm treating all this charge, or no suit you in a bonny. And it is not right. No matter how that it is not right. And I think the people from Obuasi, they deserve better. It's far too long. Your Excellency, President Mahama, Obuasi people have suffered too much. All the governments. From 1967, 57 to today, Ghana have mined gold, and I could see say more than 45% of total gold mined in this country comes from Obuasi area. Is that the kind of town that they live in now? Is that the town that we see say it's a mining town? It is too bad, and I think Ghanaians must all condemn this particular action. And they said, you better prevent its future occurrences. And it should be, it's rather unfortunate. So when the president comes to power, that's that kind of situation. You remember President Kofi at the stadium? He was very fresh in office when he has to go to 37 as a president and cried, seeing your nationals, your citizens, over 120 people all down as a result of avoidable security breach in a form where say professionals couldn't just follow normal regular apply for professional instructions. When I assist send power 120 up to today, you are compensating the family. May night we do we go memorial service. That is the end of it. Monkosha how they've lived until today. I think matters like this, I say most of the a national agenda. Push it because committee is formed today. I can tell you by next week, if there is a new issue, any other part of Ghana, Obuasi issue, forgone conclusive, and I don't think that is what we need. Obuasi people deserve better.